All right, thanks, guys. Before we get into today's action, obviously we just want to remember fallen LA Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs, who passed away yesterday at the age of 27. Want to just kind of keep him in our thoughts, his family in our thoughts, and obviously his teammates and the rest of his colleagues at Major League Baseball. Once again, we want to remember Tyler Skaggs, number 45 pitcher for the LA Angels, who passed away yesterday at the age of 27, just a couple weeks before his 28th birthday. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into Tuesday's Major League Baseball action. We have a very jam-packed slate, so let's go ahead and dive into it, beginning with the Cubs taking on the Pirates, 7:05 Pittsburgh. The Cubs are minus 130, totals at 9. We did see a 15-cent move toward the Cubs. Not a whole lot of movement on the total. So once again, the Cubs open $1.15 up to minus 130, totals at 9. 56% of the consensus is leaning toward Chicago. 74% shaded toward the over. Right now, Pittsburgh is plus 120 on the money line. Chicago plus 130 on the run line. Got to take a little sip of the Cafe Bustelo. Plenty of advertising opportunities, by the way, guys. I'm drinking a drink. We got a Caldwell Cigar Company cup. I'm wearing a shirt with my own brand on it. Plenty of advertising opportunities. All right, so anyway, Hendricks for the Cubs. Musgrove for the Pirates. Musgrove's just 6-7 with a 4.27 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. Hendricks for the Cubs comes into this game with a 7-5 record, 3.36 ERA, and a 1.14 WHIP. Now, Pittsburgh's 27th in runs allowed at home, 28th in walks allowed in that same category. Give me Chicago minus 130 and the over 9 runs in that matchup there. And before we go ahead and move on, just wanted to take a quick time out and just welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's Major League Baseball action. Now, I'm off on July 4th, so the way I consider it, today is my Thursday. So we are capping Tuesday's games, but looking very optimistic as far as the work week. But anyway, before we go ahead and move on, just got to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. Another underdog winner yesterday. We are just absolutely destroying it when it comes to underdog plays. You can check out my current record in the underdog category right on patreon.com/BrockPage. That's a part of the free content. Link for that site is in the description section below. Let's take one more swig of the Cafe Bustelo. Let's go ahead and move on to our next game, and that is going to be Marlins taking on the Nationals, 7:05 Washington. The Nats are minus 200, totals at 9. We saw a nickel fade of Washington and movement upward on the total. The Nats open 205 down to minus 200. Total open at 8.5 up to 9 flat. 69% are leaning Nationals, 72% shaded toward the over. Right now the Marlins are plus 170 on the money line. Washington minus $1.10 on the run line. We have Patrick Corbin for the Nats, Zach Gallen for the Fish. Corbin 7-5 with a 3.71 ERA. He also has 111 strikeouts thus far on the year. Miami is second to last in scoring. They're also 18 games under 500, just 32-50 overall for the year. Give me the Nationals minus 1.5 in the over 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Red Sox, Blue Jays, 7:07 Toronto. The Red Sox are minus 150, totals 9.5. We saw a nickel fade of Boston and movement upward on the total. The Red Sox open 155 down to minus 150. Total open 9 up to 9.5. 62% are leaning Boston, 67% shaded toward the over. Right now, Toronto is plus 145 on the money line. Boston minus $1.05 on the run line. We have David Price for the Red Sox, Trent Thornton for the Blue Jays. Thornton's just 2-5 with a 4.60 ERA and a 1.45 WHIP. David Price on the other side, 5-2 on the year, 3.36 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP. Now Toronto is officially 21 games under 500 They're just 32 and 53 overall for the year. They've also won just 16 out of 42 at home this year. They rank dead last in home hits on average per game. Give me the Red Sox minus 150 and the over 9.5 in that game. Next matchup, Yankees, Mets, 7-10, Flushing, Queens. The Yankees are minus 145, totals 8.5. We saw a 15-cent fade of the Yankees and a lot of movement downward on the total. The Yankees open 160, down to minus 145. Total open at 10, down to 8.5. 67% are leaning Yankees, 75% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Mets are plus 135 on the money line. Yankees plus $1.20 on the run line. We have Paxton for the Yanks, Wheeler for the Mets. Wheeler comes into this game with a 4.51 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. Paxton on the other side for the Yankees, 5-3 overall with 81 strikeouts in just 64 and a third innings pitched. The Yankees are 23-14 on the road, 54-28 overall for the year. Meanwhile, the Mets have dropped 7 out of their last 8. They're also ranking 23rd in Major League Baseball in runs allowed. Give me the Yankees minus 145 and the over 8.5 in that game. Next matchup, Orioles, Rays, 7-10 Tampa Bay. No line currently posted for this game. Asher Wojciechowski makes his first start for the Baltimore Orioles. Charlie Morton on the other side for the Rays. Morton's 8-2 with a 2.43 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. Welcome to the league, Asher. Welcome to the show. Charlie Morton has 120 strikeouts in just 100 innings pitched. Baltimore, well, they're 26 games under 500. I'm sorry, my math is wrong. They are 36 games under 500, just 24-60 overall for the year. Give me Tampa Bay minus 1.5, getting the job done for some run line cash. And of course, there's no line posted for the game, but I know that Tampa Bay will be heavily favored. Bustalong. All right, next game. Milwaukee, Cincinnati, 7-10, Great American Small Park. Pretty much a coin flip in this one. Both teams are minus 105, totals at 10.5. Pretty good two-way action on the money line. We did see a little bit of movement upward on the total. Once again, Cincinnati open and remains minus 105, total open 10, up to 10.5. 55% are leaning Milwaukee, 51% shaded toward the over. Like I said, Milwaukee's minus 105 on the money line. Since he's plus 175, laying the run and a half, we have Tanner Roark for the Reds, Chase Anderson for the Brewers. Anderson comes into this game with a 4-2 record. He also has 61 Ks in just 57 innings pitched. Roark on the other side for the Reds, 5-6 overall for the year, 1.31 WHIP. Cincy is just 2-6 in their last 8. They rank 19th in home hits and 24th in walking batters at home. They're officially 6 games under 500 overall for the year, just 38-44. Milwaukee on the other side, really dominant over Cincinnati if you're into historical trends. 6-0 in their last 6 ball games in Cincinnati. Give me the Brewers minus 105 and the under 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Phillies, Braves, 7-20 Atlanta. No line currently posted for this game. We have Aaron Nola for the Phils, Dallas Keuchel for the Braves. Nola comes into this game with a 4.22 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. The Phillies have been very bad on the road this year. Winners in just 17 out of 40 when traveling. They also dropped 6 out of their last 7 when traveling as well. They rank 25th in hits allowed on the road. Give me Atlanta winning that game outright tonight for some money line cash. Next game, obviously this is going to be a game that a lot of people are watching following the untimely demise of Tyler Skaggs yesterday. Angels taking on Texas, 8:05 in Arlington. Now the Angels are the $1.25 favorite. As we know, a lot of recreational bettors, they do play with their heart. So no surprises to me here that the Angels would be favored or at least taking a lot of action in this spot here. I think the entire country is rooting for the Angels in this spot. But once again, the Angels are minus 125. Totals at 11. We did see a 15-cent move toward Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. The Angels open $1.10 up to -125. Total open 10.5 up to 11. 55% are leaning Texas, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now the Rangers are +115 on the money line. The Angels +115 laying the run and a half. And of course, no small task for Griffin Canning, who takes the bump tonight for the Angels, and definitely going to be significant that he's taking the mound. I'm sure there'll be a tribute. Texas Rangers, classy organization. So I'm sure there's going to be something very nice for Tyler Skaggs and his family and his teammates tonight. But anyway, Griffin Canning for the Angels, Mike Minor for the Rangers. This is baseball. This is competition. And Mike Minor's very, very good. He's 8-4 on the year, 2.40 ERA, and a 1.12 WHIP. Mike Minor has amassed 110 strikeouts thus far in the year. Meanwhile, Griffin Canning on the other side, everybody's rooting for him. He is just 3-4 on the season. Texas is very good at home. They're 28-15 at home. I'm a firm believer when it comes to the sports. There are no happy endings in sports. I know that a lot of folks are rooting for the Angels. I know that I should be leaning towards them as well. But when it comes to money and playing the game, like I said, there are no happy endings in sports, in my opinion. All that said and done, though, Tyler Skaggs and his family and teammates, the entire Angels organization in the Los Angeles area, you are in our thoughts. Terrible situation. But with all that in mind, Angels could win, but I think Texas will keep it close. Give me the Rangers +1.5, getting the job done on the run line, and the under 11 runs in that game.